Welcome to Everything Irie TV UK Drummer Special Edition. This is season 2. On this podcast, we'll be talking to drummers who have made an impact in gospel and secular. Some have played for world-renowned artists, some are even artists themselves. Today is a special one. Not only do I have one, I have 2 special drummers on here. They are artists themselves, so I'm not going to tell them who they played for because they are the artists. They write, they produce, they're multi-instrumentalists. Please put your hands together for Jon and Lox in the building. My guys, what are you saying, man?
It's yourself,
How you guys, man?
No, it's yourself, you know.
He's the most recent artist. He just dropped a single, Limit.
You just dropped the
came
album.
out,
Are we going to get into it, bruv? We're going to get into it, man.
Let me talk.
But thank you guys for coming on this podcast, man. You guys are making a big name for yourself in the music industry, in the fusion scene. And so, yeah, we're going to talk all about it. There's a lot to talk about. Man.
Sir.
But a lot of people have seen like your content and your videos, but may not know about your journey and your history. So I want to ask, how did you get into drumming? Is drums even your first instrument? So I'll start with you, Lox, and we'll go with you, Jon.
So I started playing drums because my dad's a drummer. He's from Ghana and he grew up playing with a lot of like the people pioneering high life back home in Ghana. And then he moved here and obviously settled down here. And it's funny, I actually hated drums growing up.
Hated drums?
Yeah, because my dad was like, you have to play drums, you must play drums. I never did it because I wanted to. I did it because like he would make me like come home from school and like do lessons or whatever. All of my other friends were out playing football or whatever, and I'd have to come and play
Wait,
drums.
when you had lessons, was your dad teaching you or did he?
Yeah.
Okay.
As in, dad was teaching me when I was first starting out at like 10-ish years old. And yeah, hated drums for time because all my other friends were out being kids and I was like having to go home and do like practice or whatever. And then secondary school, I used to bunk my drum lessons, which is hilarious.
That is mad.
As in like the lessons where they take you out of class to go and play drums, I'd stay in class.
What?
Yeah.
I couldn't wait to leave class.
Yeah, I know,
to go
it's
play
mad.
drums.
It's mad. And then, yeah, when I was like 16, I don't know what happened, but I was like, this is actually kind of cool. Like, I can do this. And then started kind of practicing around that time, staying after school and whatever. And then when I was 18, I saw a show at the Jazz Cafe and I saw Mike Mitchell play for the first time. I didn't really know who he was before the gig, but I had heard of him, but I didn't really know him.
Wait, so were you at that gig because it was Sean Martin?
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah. And then obviously saw Mike play and I was like, yo, I want to be like that. And then, so I guess that was when I really locked into the kind of sound I was chasing and who I wanted to be, I guess, behind the drums. And then, yeah, just worked really, really, really hard and practiced a lot.
Yeah.
His WhatsApp status. Does it still say I will be great?
No, but I still live by that. But no, that's not my status no more.
Yeah. Oh, what about you, Jon? How did you get into drums?
Actually, similar. My dad was a drummer, not like a Ghanaian high life or anything like that. He just used to play in church. So the church in London that we were at the time, he used to play there. So we had a drum kit at home. So I have a picture of me somewhere at like a year old sitting on a stool and the stick's like my size. And yeah, so I grew up playing in church. I started playing in church maybe like 6-7 years old. Oh no, 6-7. Anyway,
No.
I started playing
6-7.
Not gonna do it.
I started playing in church around that age.
Wait, sorry. Can't swear on here, like. No, sorry.
Preferably not.
Cool. Just making sure.
Clean. This is a clean podcast. So, and then when I was about 12-ish, this Uncle Victor started coming to our church. And as is customary, I think this happens in black churches, not just African, but he could play. So I'm playing praise and worship, and then, oh no, get up and let Uncle Victor play this song. Then the next week it's like, oh, let him play these 2 songs. And by then, like 3-4 weeks in, you're not playing anything anymore. You're kind of on the side. You've been shafted, right? So, Then coincidentally at school, we had this house music competition every year called House Music, and they had a jazz. Like my house decided to have a jazz band, and we played Feeling Good. And I don't remember who recommended me, but someone recommended me to play drums, so I ended up playing drums for that. So I started practicing like outside of school / not at church for that. And then I think one time Uncle Victor heard me practicing in like a church rehearsal, kind of before people came in, and he was kind of like, "Oh, you've improved." So he actually took up the bass so that I could start playing drums at church again.
That's cool.
So yeah, I always shout out Uncle Victor for that. And yeah, so from then I was playing in church. And then when I was 17, so after my AS levels, obviously when you're deciding what you want to do as a career, or sorry, what you want to do for university and everything, I was originally meant to do theology at Exeter. And then my mom sort of asked me, "Oh, if you could do anything, and like if you didn't have to worry about money, what would it be?" I was like, "Actually, I want to be a drummer." And so yeah, I kind of had this chance conversation with someone in the sixth form center where they were like, "Oh, you can apply it to music schools." I never did music GCSE, A level, nothing. So I
You
didn't
didn't do music GCSE?
no,
I don't know that. That's
I
fair.
didn't. I went to grammar school, bro. It was academic. Yeah.
On the sticks, innit?
And grew up in the sticks. Thank you very much.
About sheep, bro.
And yeah. So then I found ACM, realized I could audition, and so I auditioned to get into ACM, and then the rest was history from there.
Because I was going to ask, so how did you both get into fusion? Did you stumble on it by accident, or was it being played in the house? Like, when did you first discover fusion?
My dad used to play a lot of Herbie Hancock and George Benson around the house when I was a kid, and a lot of Earth, Wind and Fire too.
Yeah.
Because Harvey Mason was my dad's favorite drummer. So any record that Harvey Mason played on, my dad had, and he'd just play around the house.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I guess so it was kind of always there, but I didn't really know that it was fusion. It was just the music that I knew growing up. And then obviously when I started like watching other drummers or watching other like shows on YouTube or whatever, and then connecting the dots between, oh, so this is the same Herbie Hancock that played Chameleon that my dad used to play when I was a kid. That was kind of the connection for me.
What about you?
My dad had instructional drum videos. He had a Greg Bissonette one, and you probably watched like the DCI music videos.
Yes. Yeah.
And the intro would have a Dave Weckl one. It would have Dennis Chambers from the Buddy Rich Memorial.
Yes.
So I kind of knew drummers, but I didn't really get into the music until I had decided I wanted to become a drummer like professionally. And then I think I started watching, it started off in like the gospel world. So I was watching Kevin Camp and Big Mike Clemens because they used to play with Israel. And then I started watching Calvin, and then Calvin would talk about, how he was influenced by people like Will Kennedy and co. And then you check out Yellow Jackets. And then I remembered the name Dave Weckl, and I think I listened to one of his albums that has, I think 7th Avenue South is like the first track on that album. And I was like, oh, he's like chopping. I love chops. So I was like, you get to legally chop within the music here, and it's not like crossing. Because, if you go on YouTube videos about chops, everybody's like, oh, just play the music. Fusion was the one genre where you actually were allowed to chop, and it was okay. So I was already attracted to it. And then when I got to ACM and started studying, we had a lecturer called Frankie Tonto who used to run a workshop every Tuesday, like after school. And it was Frankie's World Tour workshop. So that was basically where we would play fusion tunes. So he would send, here's a track you're going to learn, Weather Report, Birdland. And someone from one of the students would make a chart for it, and then we'd all kind of learn it and then go and play it in the session. So I used to have that kind of with Frankie.
Did he do theatre?
Yes.
That's my dad's boy.
Yeah, he's gone into, he used to play in CBSA and stuff.
Yeah, exactly. It's my dad's boy.
Yeah.
Uncle Frankie. And so, and I used to have tutorials with him, like one-on-one as well. So he would be like, oh, you need to go listen to this person. You need to go listen to that person. So yeah, around like sort of 18, 19. Oh, and then I discovered Mike when I was 17. Randomly on Facebook, Meinl posted this video of this drummer playing Brazilian Love Affair.
Generational video.
I'm telling you, man. And I remember I didn't even watch the full thing. I think I saw a comment on the Facebook post that was like, whatever he plays at like 9 minutes 14 is the most impressive thing I've seen a young drummer play. So I was like, let me skip to that. And he starts soloing, and I was like, wow.
What is this?
I haven't seen anything like this before. Yeah. And so, yeah. So I started watching Mike videos, and obviously Mike is like one of the top fusion drummers. So that's kind of how I got into the fusion world. This was all happening around the same time.
Yeah, because obviously I know you're coming from like playing with steel pans and a soca background.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, you're coming from a gospel. So I was like, okay, so how did you lot stumble into
Yeah.
fusion? You know what I mean? So basically, long story short, you grew up with it and
Yeah.
you found out about it
Yeah, later
on
on.
social media. Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
Interestingly, before I started doing the steel band stuff, I actually, even before I started playing drum kit, my dad used to teach me to play like hand percussion, like djembe and congas.
Yeah.
So I actually guess I come from that before even drum kit. So
Oh, interesting.
I think a lot of the times I approach the way I play some things like I'm a percussionist. And then, so I guess it came up from African roots and then into the Caribbean world when I started playing in steel bands. And
Okay,
then
that makes
into
sense.
everything else.
Yeah, so that kind of leads me to my next question. So you're both artists, and obviously music is very special and everyone is unique. You know what I mean? So for you guys, what's your process of writing music? Like, because for some it's like they have to be behind a keyboard. For some is it just comes straight to them. For some it's like I have to write it down. So for you guys, what's your process of like writing your own music? Because you guys are artists.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll start off with you. What's your process of writing material, writing your own songs?
A lot of the time my process is I have a name for a song first.
A name. Okay, that's interesting.
So I don't write the song and then come up with a name for it. I have the name first and then write to the emotion that I want to evoke of the name through the music.
I've not heard that before.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Yeah.
So a lot of the time my writing process is all right. So when I started playing in steel bands, I didn't actually start on drums. I started playing pan before moving to drums in the steel band because this was when I still didn't really like drums.
That's, yeah.
So, so all of my harmonic and melodic knowledge comes from pan. So I guess if you were to ask someone to like envision a chord or something, a lot of people would see a piano. I see a pan because I know the shapes and where all the notes are and all that kind of stuff easier than on piano. So a lot of the time I'd write melodies or harmony using a pan and then transfer it onto a keyboard because I understand keys. I wouldn't say definitely don't play keys. Like you couldn't call me to do a gig on keys, but I understand it enough to make demos to send to my band or whatever.
Yeah.
So sometimes I'll use a pan and transfer it onto a keyboard. Sometimes I'll just sing it and figure it out on a keyboard and do it into demos on Logic. And I always write to the name or the concept of what I want the song to be before the other way around.
That's very interesting. And it works for you though, innit?
Yeah. Because I'm actually more of a hip hop head than anything else. So I'm big on storytelling when it comes to the songs. It's not just like I just want to write a song that sounds good. It has to have a story.
He has like interludes and
Yeah. There's skits and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I guess I want it to be a story more than just this is a cool song that I came up with. Do you know what I mean?
I hear it.
I'm the opposite. This is a cool song that I came up with. You're gonna hear it.
For you, man?
My creative process is I'm a thief, bro. What?
That's funny.
Like a song, bro.
That is funny.
Cool. If there's a song I like, I figure out what it is about the song that I like. So let's say there's a song called Oil Fields that we play a lot.
It's a big tune.
And it's in 3. And I really like how it's in 3, but it doesn't feel like it's in 3. You hear it, you don't realize you're hearing something that's not in 4. And I was like, I want to encapsulate that vibe. So the second track on my album 316, the B section of that is very much inspired by Oil Fields. So it'll literally be like, I'll take, maybe there's a chord progression I like, and it's like, okay, let's see if we can flip that. Sometimes I have like a melody or a bass line that's come to me. So on the bounce, for example, the B section of the bounce, to have a voice note from like, I don't know, 2019 or something, where I had the idea. I was like, I could imagine Derek. I think I'd probably just seen Derek Hodge recently or something like that. And I had like a bass line in my head inspired by that. So I made it a voice note and then I took it to David.
Sorry, the voice notes play a big part.
Yeah,
as well.
Oh yeah.
My phone is full of unfinished or like.
If it ever gets leaked,
I understand.
if that song ever gets leaked, it's over.
Yeah,
There's like 4 albums worth of music in my voice notes.
Yeah. So I don't play an instrument, but I can hold a note. So I will normally sing what I hear, and I'll get someone to then play it for me or whatever. And if I hear like a harmony on top, then I'll sing the notes that I hear as the harmony or whatever. yeah, that's kind of my process. So whatever I like from a song, I'll take. Sometimes something will come to be like divinely, and I'll put it in a voice note, and then I'll go kind of find someone that plays a melodic instrument and has a really nice understanding of harmony and can, because I don't want my songs to be like, 1-4-5. It's a chord progression. I think it's boring. I want it to be more colorful. So we'll have a chord progression, for example, and I'll say to David, all right, now let's add some color. That kind of thing. So yeah, that's typically how the songs come together.
Color it, man.
Yeah, I hear it completely, because I remember like I had an idea of a song, and I said, okay, there's only a few people who kind of get what they get what I'm trying to put across, and so one of the people was Akil Henry. So I had this song that, oh yeah, he's the guy, bro. Shout out to Akil
Shout out
Henry.
Akil Henry,
Listen,
man. Like,
I had this idea. I said, okay, I wanted to write a song for my mum, and so I was like, okay. Had this melody was just coming from my head, and I can play keys like CCM though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Not
so I
all-
can
not all
hold.
the harmony,
I can play We Give You All. I can play all that. All of them slow songs there. I can play 4-1-5. What you're saying? You get me? But all of them jazzy stuff, absolutely no way. So I said, Akil, bro, help me out, man. You know what I mean? And so I just sent him the voice note, and then went to his house. He goes, oh yeah, it's just this. Within 20 minutes, he got it, and I was like,
yeah.
God. So when you have the right people around you who just gets you, it makes a big difference. You know what I mean? Because obviously you have a vision of how you want it to sound, but only a few people, in my opinion, can actually capture that. You know what I mean? So I want to talk about how.
Wait, sorry. Actually, before you
Go on.
continue, I do want to say, because I was like, I don't know. I always used to think that a lot of people wrote songs like by themselves. So like when you hear someone talk about how they wrote a song, it sounds like I wrote everything. Someone like Greg Spirit, for example.
Yeah.
He like his demo is everything he has.
Yeah.
The bass is him. The chords are him. Everything's him. And then I learned you can be more collaborative with the process. So like, okay, you go to this person, they write the bass line. That person writes. Like it can be a collaborative process.
Yeah.
So yeah, for anybody who's listening that maybe want to write songs and you think, oh, I don't know this, I don't know theory enough. So all right, cool. Find someone who does, and then you can work together and make a song happen.
Yeah, and you never know what may come out of it, you know what I mean? It might come out better than you expect, you know what I mean? So I want to quickly talk about how I first came across you guys, yeah? So I'll start with you.
Interesting.
Yes. So you kept coming up on my timeline, but you were playing with some steel pans, like steel pan orchestra, and the steel pan's got a special place in my heart. And
Can I ask what year this was?
I was about to ask that.
I don't even
Drastic
remember.
2017 Lox,
Yeah, no,
2019 Lox,
it was a
2022 Lox.
long time.
They're all different people.
No, it was a long time
Would've been
ago.
a
It was
youth-
a long
would've been a
time
youth.
ago.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. You I don't know how old you were, but you were youth, man. You were young. But Steel Pan has a special place in my heart because I used to work in a school as a TA. Yeah, and then what happened was I was just randomly talking to one of the mothers. Yeah, not like that. Yeah, and she was.
Don't worry.
And she was saying that her best friend's gonna be a head teacher at the school. So she said, so I can put your name forward because she knew that I'd done music. So she put my name forward, and the next minute I got a meeting at the with the new head teacher. And I didn't know that the school music department was all steel pans. And then so next minute, the week after, I'm with the kids, doing steel pans, but I'm just playing drums. Best job ever. So yeah, we went to like favorite halls, done different events and stuff. So yeah. So steel pans has a special place in my heart, man.
Me too, man.
Huh?
I said me too, man.
Yeah. So it's a cool instrument. And the fact that the kids picked it up like quickly was crazy. And then next minute, I just saw more of your content. You started to post more and more. It's like, okay, this guy's good, man. And then I saw you at Matty's event, industry drum day. I think it was the second event.
2024.
Yeah, and I was just like,
Josiah, the year with Josiah.
no.
Yeah, it was the year just
was it?
as in
Where he
that I
played?
played.
No, you played. I just came and just spoke to you.
Oh, what? Was that the year that Nasty did it?
The one,
with that iconic video.
That's exactly how in my head I was like Josh McKenzie. That's the
year
first thing that
after.
came to me.
I thought it was the year after.
I don't know, maybe.
No, he only did. So the first one was 2019, and that's the one that.
No, because he had Josh. Josh's one was the first one, and the second one where he had Levi was playing.
Oh, that wasn't
Musicians
IDD though. That was a different. Yeah, that was
like Industry Musicians Day.
Yeah,
I was at that too though. Yeah.
Yeah. So I remember saying to you, was like, okay, because Miles Crossfield was posting loads of videos as
That's
well.
my brother, you know.
Yeah, so
That's
I was
my-
like,
that's
between
my
you
brother,
two,
you
I was
know.
like, you lot were just wheeling out videos like
Yeah,
week by
yeah.
week, and I was
That's my
like,
guy,
these guys
man.
are just getting better and better and better, man. And then next minute, obviously, you know, you done the industry drum day and absolutely smashed it, man. So,
Thank you.
Now, big ups to you. And then the first time I came across you, and this was a weird one. You messaged me at the wrong time, bruv. Yeah.
Oh, good. We get to talk about this.
Yeah, right.
Talk about this.
So hear this. I was getting weird messages, from drummers, Oh, let me have your snare drum. Let me have your cymbal. I'm like, you want to say hello? How are you?
Drummers are weird, you know.
No, I can't. No,
Drummers are weird people, bro.
no, bro. It gets
Sorry,
weirder.
yeah, go
It
on,
gets
go on.
weirder.
Yeah.
So anyway, what happened is I done this in the 6 week holidays in my old church. Yeah, I used to do this workshop for like young people and stuff in it during the holidays. Yeah.
Did you do one with Junior?
No, it wasn't. No,
Okay,
it wasn't
okay,
that one.
okay,
It wasn't
go
that
on,
one.
go on.
Yeah, and so I used to do like workshops with like young people and stuff in it. So anyway, it was just you, and he's giving me the Mike Tyson stare, like he wants to like do something to me. So I'm like, is this guy alright? So anyway, I'm playing. So there was two drum kits. So I said, okay, one of the youths jumped off. I said, oh, I'll just play. At least the youths can say, oh, mum, dad, I got to play with my drum teacher. So I like, okay, cool. So I jumped on. This shoot, he's probably maybe around my age, a little bit younger. He's come on there, and it's like, okay, he wants to take my head off. But I'm thinking, have I done something to this guy? Like, have I taken this girl or something? I'm joking. I'm like, why can't we do shoot? So, anyway, at this time, I'm trying to phase out of the shedding thing because I was obsessed with shedding. But what happened is I just got recruited to be in this electronic pop group. And the style was kind of similar to like Eddie Golden,
Right.
and
Different mindset, innit?
yeah, it's different.
Sure.
So when you're
Sure.
when you're getting the comments, hey, great jobs, man, but do you mind not doing so? Bro, it's not a nice feeling, bruv. It's not a nice feeling when you're getting that. So I was like, okay, all right, I need to get out of the chopping and shedding mode, and I need to get into
Song playing.
Yeah, because I just
Very
wasn't.
important.
I wasn't comfortable and confident in my song playing. You know what I mean? So anyway, so this guy is just trying to take my head off, and I'm like, okay, all right, I need to go back to shed mode and dust this shoot off because like, who is this guy? So anyway, I dealt with him. No later than a week, you messaged me. I was like, no, I'm getting set up here because I'm getting messages. Oh, let me have your snare. Then this guy is who I don't know from no one is giving me dirty looks, wanting to take my head off. And then you message me
About
maybe
shedding, right?
maybe a week after. I'm like, no, this is. And remember, I'm in Croydon, bruv. I was like, anything can happen. So I'm like, no, I think I must be getting set up here because what is going on? Why is all of this happening all around the same time? And so anyway, then I saw that you were moving with like Stephen G. Legend and all that, and then they started calling you Calculator.
Yeah.
And then I'm not sure if the first time I met was you at the Catford shed? There was a shed in Catford with is your guy? He's got a
Joseph.
white
Morgan.
No, not Morgan. Is it Joseph?
Talk-
Yamaha. Yeah.
yeah.
Catford. There was a Catford shed. There was a shed in Catford.
Yeah, I think I was there.
Yeah, in Catford.
I
This
most
was
likely
years.
was there. Yeah,
This
in-
was
in
years
the
ago.
Redeemed Church, yeah.
Yeah. And then the time I saw you after that was at Scream Studio, and I was like, "Oh, this guy's legit."
With Hayes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Oh, this guy's legit." I was like, "Oh no, I feel bad, man. I feel
So let me talk my talk. Yeah? See this UK, yeah? See these UK drummers, bro? No, because no one was saying this then. No one was saying this.
Go on.
So I get into shed in 2014. I love chops, right?
Mm.
So 2014, 2015, I started adding drummers on Facebook, Snapchat, where everybody's posting stuff. And at this point, this was like the peak of shedding. Shedding died in the UK in like 2017.
I was gonna say,
think?
every time you lot talk about this era, I'm
bro,
so sad
bro, it
that
was
I
golden
came
era, bro.
I came after this shedding era. I was never part of the
There are
shedding
videos.
era.
I've seen videos of flipping you, Tones, and Junior shedding in Croydon at church. Like 2011 to like 2016, 17, everybody was shedding at some point. Some people like were deeping in and out, but everybody was shedding.
Yeah.
So I'm in the golden era of shedding. So I'm messaging drummers like, yo, send this video of you shed. I'd love to shed, man. And I'm just getting aired by bare drummers. bare drummers, different reasons, like yours, you know, whatever. But I'm getting aired, or yeah, no, I'm not really shedding, bro. But more time I'm getting aired. I'm like, cool, no worries. Me, I'll take that personally. Like, yeah, cool, no worries. There's gonna come a time you're gonna regret that, but that's fine, no worries. So I hit up Mikkel, and I remember the first time I hit up Mix, he'd been shedding with like G Legend, RJ, and he was like, bro, we don't even really shed like that, you know. I was like, look, I'm at a music school, we have kits here. All you need to do is bring yourself. You don't even need to bring drums. And I was like, you know what? Cool. So he comes down with RJ and another guy called Kyle. So we shed. Changed my life. It was the first time, like, in real life, I was watching in a shed environment the stuff I would want to play, like, happen. And from then, they were like, yeah, you're one of us. So I was in their batch.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, all the people that were airing me before, yo, bro, what you saying, man? Yeah, I've seen you with Mikkel and man. Yeah, you sound killing, man. And obviously, that Calculator was an inside joke between me. We called it the East Side Connection. So me, G Legend, RJ, and that was pretty much it. And they called me Calculator because you could play something and I would watch you and then I'd play it back to you. I'd like calculate what you played and I'd be able to play it back to you. That's why they call me Calculator. So when all these strangers are now commenting, yeah, man, like Calculator, I'm thinking, you're not part of this. What's going on? So yeah, so all these people, he used to air me and I was saying, yeah, bro, we saying, man, yeah, I'd love to shed, man. I'm thinking, no, it's too late now.
It's too late.
Don't jump on the bandwagon now.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So I forgot. I hit up everyone. There's not if you could play drums in that period, I would have messaged you.
That's mad.
Everybody. I was trying to shed with everybody. And then over time, I started to learn, okay, these people can actually shed, these people can't shed. And then the list of people I wanted to shed with became very, very small. And I always say this to the young kids now that, I say young kids, bro. Anyway, the young drummers that come up to me now, and they're like, yeah, I'd love to shed. I'm like, yeah, set up then. Because when I was young, well, I was broke. I'd still book a premises for like 2-3 hours. Yeah, come down, let's shed.
Premises got money, bro.
No, I didn't have money. That's what I'm saying.
How you get premises money, bro?
That's what I'm saying, bro. It was long. Because back then, bro, there was no pirate back then.
Oh my gosh.
There was no pirate. You had to book a studio to shed, bro. If you weren't shedding at a church for free,
obviously
you had to
Scream
pay,
at that time was cheap, innit?
Yeah, but no one knows about Croydon, bro. Yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
That's off
Croydon's
ends.
not far, man. Leave
Brother, you
Croydon
don't have
alone.
trams, bro.
What song is trams, bro?
Nothing but where else in London is trams?
Bro,
That's
West
off ends,
Wimbledon
bro.
in them areas.
Off
Yeah.
ends, bro.
So
Yeah.
if you wanted to shed then and you didn't have a church or someone didn't have a spot, you had to pay to go to a proper studio, bro. And we still found a way to shed. So yeah, so when the young drummers come to me now and I'm like, bro, when I was your age, I was broker than you are now, and I was still making sheds happen. And then when Americans would come into town, Americans obviously don't really know people, but I found it funny then that I would reach out to a UK drummer and they'd air me, but then I'd reach out to an American drummer who's way better on bigger gigs and they'd respond. And so a lot of the relationships I have now, people like Hayes, the reason that Hayes shed with me then, to be fair, he wasn't known then, but Hayes and I used to FaceTime all the time when I was in first year uni. So I'd be practicing on my kit at home, like in my uni accom. I think I still have screenshots from like us on FaceTime then. Or he'd call me when he's practicing.
That's cool.
Yeah, so I just find it
very
funny that that's how American drummers used to move versus the UK drummers. So, so then when I started shedding with the UK guys and then the US guys would be in town, because I'd already be in contact with either them or like, let's say they were a bit older than me, but like they're younger, I would be in contact with. So I'd be like, oh yeah, can you let him know that I want to shed with him? Then Americans started shedding with us. So that's why the Mike Mitchell shed happened. That's why we shed with Devin Taylor, we shed with Sharik Tucker, all these guys. And obviously, now the UK guys really want to shed because they know, oh, right, if you shed with John, you're going to end up maybe shedding with one of your heroes or whatever. So yeah, it was the switch up.
True.
The switch up that I saw from people was, and people, because it was 10 years ago, they think I've forgotten. I don't forget nothing, bro. I'm Mike Ross with the memory, bro. I remember everyone used to air me, all of that. It was, that whole thing was very, very interesting.
As you can see, I've got this lovely t-shirt here, as well as others. Tracksuit, jumpers, t-shirts, you name it. If you want to get yours, just go to www.kingsimagedesigns.co.uk. And if you want a discount, just type Everything Irie for a discount. Walk in love, walk in grace, walk in fashion. Peace. One of the things that I want to talk about, is that you two guys have taken Fusion to a level that we haven't seen in London before. Yeah. And so, you know what?
That's interesting.
Fun it, not even London, I would say the UK. And you know what? I'm going to say this. This is going to sound a bit controversial. and I'm gonna tread very, very carefully in how I say this. Yeah. All right. All right. So when I think of like my late teens, early 20, yeah. So let's call this time period 2009, 2016, 17. Yeah. The pop scene looked sexy. Yeah. It looked appealing, you know.
Oh,
And
I
at
think I
that
know where it's
time,
going with this. Okay.
yeah, at that time, yeah, like YouTube was starting to bring more content, yeah, so more like live shows, whether that was the Aaron Spears of
Rex
Usher,
Hardy.
Gerald, yeah, you know what I mean,
Rex,
Brian
man.
Fraser, you know what I
Rex,
mean,
man.
and when you're seeing them play in front of thousands of people and knowing raw. The open door is starting to happen in for people like my age group, whether that's like Wireless or, you know, Glastonbury playing in front of thousands of people, drum tech, endorsements. That lifestyle just looked amazing. And a lot of the people like my generation who are on the scene now, a lot of us came through doing gospel concerts. Like when I say back in the day, there was a gospel concert
Like every
every
weekend.
week.
Yeah.
1 week I'm seeing Jesse with New Year. The week after it could be Ginger with Noel Robinson. The week after is Tones with Matthew Allen. The week after, like, it was something every week. So then what ended up happening is that the pop scene started to open up. So some was mainstream, some was known, some wasn't known, but it was still pop. So if you tried to say fusion, it's like, oh, what, try Bun on Friday, yeah? You know what I mean? Fusion wasn't a thing. And I might get in trouble for saying this,
That's
yeah?
funny.
I can't think of anyone.
I don't know why it's making you laugh. Just reduced.
Because it's true.
No, but I can't think of an OG or someone maybe a little bit older than me who had a big impact in the fusion scene where you're like, you know what? Bun the urban scene.
let me go play
Bun the
fusion.
pop scene.
I hear that.
I want to do fusion like my man. There wasn't any.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I would say the closest person who, but again, they're my age group, who I guess if you were to label their music fusion, it would be fusion, but it just in their own lane, is Yusuf Days.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like my age group though. So, but if you had to call his music, it would be fusion, I guess.
He's in the jazz world, like we call
He
it.
has a
we
jazz
call it
word, but
yeah.
they would label it as fusion. But one of the things that I noticed about you guys is that you kind of show face in both the urban world and the fusion. So, for example, yeah, if the guys who are into like the Red Line Dash and Tension and Terminator and the CJ and the Sticks, they may not know who Yusuf Days is. I didn't know who Yusuf Days was. It was friend Solomon Douglas. You know Solomon Douglas?
of course.
He knows everything about fusion and hip hop bands. Like you can't tell him nothing about bands. He knows it also. He was saying, "Oh, do you know about Yusuf Days?" I was like, "No, who's that?" So he kind of put me on. So a lot of the guys who are on the more of the urban where they want to do like the tension, the drum covers, you may not know who Yusuf Days is. You know what I mean? But you guys, you could be in the shed at 2:00 and then later on 11:00, badding up a fusion. You know what I mean? So you kind of show face in both worlds where I guess with maybe someone like Yusuf or maybe Moses Boyd, if you're in the
only
fusion
in the
world,
jazz world,
you know who they are.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you'd be stupid if you're in that world, you don't know who they are. But in the urban space, they may not be known. Where you two now, you kind of show people know you in both worlds. So was that intentional to be like, okay, let's not put ourselves in the fusion bubble, although people know us in the fusion, but let's show face in both worlds. Was that intentional or was it just you didn't even know?
I love drums, bro. Anywhere anybody's shedding, I'm there, bro. That's what it
Okay.
is. Is that not the truth?
No, yeah, no. This guy went to Nigeria to shed, bro.
To Nigeria to shed,
£700 shed, or however much that plane ticket was. For me, that was 100% intentional.
Okay, I thought so.
100% intentional. One of the things that I always used to say to myself is that I want to be one of the most versatile drummers in the country. That was always one of my things. I want to be able to play in a steel band and then go Ronnie's and play a fusion gig and then get called to do a hip hop gig with a rapper. And like, I want to be the kind of person who can do all of that. And a big inspiration for me in this country for that was Dexter.
Yes.
Because I'd see
100%.
Dexter do Kamal Williams and then do
Emily Sunday.
Early Sunday and then record on Stormzy's record. And I was like, that's cool. That's a really cool place to be. And like, I want to be able to do stuff like that. And then obviously, like I said, growing up, listening to fusion, but coming from West African music background and then going into the Caribbean, like musical place, and then getting into hip hop and falling in love with like, you know, like the Kendrick Lamar and the J. Cole's and all that kind of stuff. And then practicing all of that kind of stuff. I was like, I want to be able to do all of these gigs at a high standard.
Cool. Yeah. How about you, John?
Yeah, man. I just anywhere
drums.
anybody was shedding, bro.
He just
I'll
likes
be
drums.
there. So the fusion guys, they don't really shed that much. I mean, they shed a little bit. When was the last time we shed with Ling?
With Ling?
Yeah, like last year maybe.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, I shed with like fusion.
Shout out
drummers.
Harry Ling.
Yeah, he's killing drummer.
One of the baddest, one of my favorites.
Um,
And I tell him this all the time. He doesn't believe me. I don't know why.
he is
But
killing.
he's
He's
literally
very
my favorite.
unique sounding, very cool. Yeah, maybe like twice a year those guys will shed. It's more, and it's not even really pop drummers, it's specific drummers now, because shedding isn't what it used to be. But yeah, back in the day, it was more the pop guys who would shed. So if you did shed, I'm there. Just let me know time and place.
Yeah.
So that's kind of how they knew me in that world, because I wasn't really a content guy. I was never really posting content like that. But people would just see me shedding with ABC, and then he can play, and that's kind of what it was. So yeah, I think that's probably why I'm known in both worlds. But you are right with and I've started to notice this recently. There's a young drummer that messages me, and he's like, all his friends are telling him, yeah, pop is going to pop, and he's like, yeah, but you man need to go see these lot play fusion. It's like, in a way, it's almost like we're making fusion sexy.
No,
when you said
so
that,
this was going to be my next point, because I said it's more than the drumming for me, because obviously you guys put on suits and that, you're making it look fashionable, you know what I mean? So you're making it more marketable, you know what I mean? And as well as that is obviously the music that you guys produced, it sounds good. The quality and everything is just proper professional.
Thank you.
So in terms of the whole package as an artist and what you've done, especially in the fusion market, hasn't been done before. So I know there's youngers who are looking like, yo, I want to do what Lox and Jon is doing. Like I said, when I was 18, 19, there wasn't anyone
didn't
who was
exist.
doing that. So what you guys are doing is something completely different, you know what I mean? And you've just taken it up to another level, which you just haven't seen before. So you guys are smashing it, man. Like I said, it's more than the drum, it's the whole package.
Thank you, man.
And so I want to get into like your music. I'll start with you, John. So tell us about your album, man. You just brought out an album. Big ups to you. Now is the time.
Oh,
Yes,
22nd, man.
Clipped, my bad.
Yeah. So I mean, so I used to do shows from, I think the first one was like December 2020. After kind of things opened up after all the lockdown stuff. And I'd gotten a full-time job, so I didn't need to gig anymore for money. So I was like, oh, I'd have to do like gigs I didn't want to do anymore. I could just put on my own stuff and start playing the music I really wanted to play. Because yeah, you're right. 5-6 years ago, the only real fusion gigs was Troy Bar on a Friday. If
exactly.
you want to play anything else, good luck.
Yeah.
And Troy Bar on Friday is the same repertoire every week. Yes, you're gonna play Herbie Hancock Butterfly. You're gonna play Brazilian Love Affair, George Dukas.
It really was the same set every week.
Yeah, I was like, I'm not doing that.
Yeah, that was a time.
So there was a bunch of stuff I wanted to play that no one was playing in town. So I was like, well, I'm gonna have to make the gig happen where we can play it. So that's why I started doing shows. So in 2021, I was doing shows like twice a month, just playing through all the songs I wanted to play. And yeah, we'd sell out venues and blah, blah, blah. And I did like a Ronnie Scott's headline, and that was all great. And I kind of realized, but there's a cap to where I can take this, because it's not my own music. Like, people don't want to come see you as a cover artist. Like, realistically, if you want to take it to the next level, you're going to have to write your own music. So I kind of fought that for like a year or two. I wrote a couple of songs in 2022 with David and another one with Anatole.
Sorry to stop there. I have to say this. As well as you two pushing the fusion, I have to shout out David McRob. Because he is a drummer as well. But he's been one of those guys that I've constantly seen like, okay, guys, fusion is here. Fusion is here. He's been knocking them doors, you know what I mean? And so it would be wrong to not shout him out. So I have to give a big shout out to David.
Yeah.
Sorry.
David was the guy, man.
David.
And yeah, so like a lot of those shows I used to do with David would be playing normally keys, then I'd have maybe Francois on guitar, maybe John Mocco on bass or whoever. And yeah, so I started writing songs in 2022, and then wrote a few more in 2023, and then no, I didn't write anything in 2020. But in 2024, we tried to record, like, get everybody in the studio, because you had done something like that for. You recorded your album in 2024, innit? Or some of it?
Half.
Yeah.
First half in 2024.
And
Oh yeah, you lot did that, innit?
Yeah.
I forgot you did that.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Mad.
But yeah, and then I was like, oh, this is long. Like trying to get everybody's to schedule to align. I was like, bro, this is long. So I kind of chilled on it. And then I went to Nigeria last year, and I stayed with my friend Benjamin, who's a drummer. And I was like, okay, yeah, this artist thing, it's time. So
Yes, he is talking about Benjamin from the Caveman.
Yep.
and that's when I was like, all right, cool, let me take this thing seriously. So I came back and I was like, all right, I need this album done by the end of the year. So that's when I kind of locked in. Now, Anatole Musto, who's an amazing, he plays the accordion, keys, just amazing musician.
Laptop.
Yeah. His music is incredible and it's all recorded remotely. So I was like, wait a second, we don't need to go to a studio. I just get everybody to record stuff, send me the stems, and we could put the track together. So I was like, oh, well, and that's probably going to be a cheaper way of doing it too.
Yeah.
So that was basically how we recorded the whole album. So I'll be with David and he'd be recording keys and bass, and then I go to Francois, he'd record guitar, and then I go to Vincent, he'd be playing percussion and all that kind of stuff. And so, yeah, kind of the album really came together maybe like Q4 last year. So from like October through to December, someone was recording something for me pretty much all the time, or I go and record drums at Rubik's. Shout out Rubik's Drums.
Shout out Rubik's Drums.
Shout out Bence and Peter. Zen Symbols for life. And so that was kind of how the album was put together. And then kind of like you were saying about the package thing, I looked at, because obviously I'm playing for other artists, I'm playing for people like Ven or whoever, and I'm looking at the UK jazz scene and I'm seeing certain people having more success than others. I'm seeing how some people are rolling out music. Some people are just dropping music and then like running off. No promo, no nothing. I was like, well, that doesn't work and I'm not going to do it like that. All right, cool. This person seemed to get some traction. Why did they get traction? So I'm kind of just watching everybody. And then I kind of decided, all right, cool. If I'm going to do this, I have to do it properly. So I'm going to make sure there's a proper rollout. We get a website sorted. So I sorted a website. All right, cool. Let me get a mailing list sorted a mailing list, all this stuff, just so that it looked proper.
Yeah, cool.
And I thought that was going to be a big part. Because, bro, this whole thing is fugazi, bro. It's image. It's, bro, what you're laughing, it's true. You know? It's true. It's fugazi, bro. It's just...
I haven't heard that word in the minute.
It's just image, man. So you need to look the part. And so I got press shots done and all this stuff. And yeah, so I wanted to make sure that when I like rolled the album out, like you said, it looked professional. I wanted to make sure that the sound that I got, I didn't want it to sound like, I don't know, there's it's hard to describe, but very often when I listen to like a UK record from someone that wasn't like a top tier artist that had loads of budget, it just sounded UK, and it didn't sound on like the same level sonically as the Americans. So like the music will be cool, but it didn't.
With sound.
It just wasn't there, and I was like, that I cannot have that. So I was like, all right, let me find the right person to mix and the right person to master and all this stuff. So kind of a lot of thought went behind how I was going to roll the album out and how like the overall quality, and I wanted there to be a certain level of consistency in both the visuals and the audio. So when the album was mixed and mastered, I was like, okay, this sounds great. Now I need to make sure that everything I do visually matches it. Yeah.
Of course.
So yeah, that was kind of the thought process going in.
Yeah, because you got Bobby Lewis on that as well. How did that all come together?
Yeah. So Bobby, I saw on Facebook that a keys player that we know, Tommy, was doing a gig with him in like September. This is in 2024. And I think he posted that, I'm going to be in UK for a few days. So I hit up Greg Spiro, who has a band called Spirit Fingers that we both know, that he actually plays in the London band, the London version of the band.
Yes.
And so I hit up Greg and I was like, yo, do you know Bobby? And he was like, yeah, sure. And he just put me in a group chat on WhatsApp with Bobby. And I was like, cool.
Greg's a real
Yeah, he's really cool. So then I called Jazz Refresh and I was like, yo, Bobby Lewis is in town and he's down to play a show. What are you saying? And they were like, all right, cool. So I basically like kind of coordinated, got the band together, whatever, did the show. And I picked, so Akil played that night. So Akil was on keys.
Yeah.
So I picked one of Akil's tunes, like one of the Between Worlds tunes. I picked one of my tunes, 316. I picked one of Bobby's tunes, and then we had a couple other songs in the set. And when we were sound checking, Bobby played my song 316. And by the end of the night, I was like, yeah, that's his song. So when I was like making the album, I was like, I need to find a way to get Bobby to be on the track. It just so happened that he was also doing this whole, I want to record 1,000 songs by the end of the year, where we had like some crazy goal of recording. So I said, let me just slip my song in there. So, yo, bro, you see it? And so he recorded it, sent me the takes. And that's how I got him on there. There's a few other people. Joshua Donfay's on track 4, Nard's Influence. Taylor Graves is on track 3, Nights Over London. Brandon Rose is on bass on track 6. When the Light Finds Us. Anatole's on a couple of tracks. Naomi Parchment sings on the Ascension on track 5. It's kind of all the people I've met along the way.
Because even like Nathan Bossa, he went to my secondary school.
Yes, Nathan's on the path.
Bossa.
Yeah,
I remember when he was just learning bass.
He's a killer.
Yeah, you said you used to shed with him, right?
So he went to my school. So what happened is me, Josh Josepha J.
Yeah.
Andre Fisher was in my school. Dana went to my school as well.
What school is this?
St Andrews. Bro, we had a
crazy
bag
musician
of
factory,
bag of musicians. So when we were shedding upstairs, Nathan Bossa will come and he would just watch. These times, I don't think he was in playing yet. And then next minute he just picked up bass.
Right,
and then so between him and Josh were playing. Yeah. No, he's a killer. He's a killer. I know Leslie Estelle's in there. He's another killer. Silent assassin.
No,
that
facts.
guy, listen.
Facts.
He's a super underrated, but one of my favorite bass players, man. 100%. Sorry, bro. Yeah.
So that's how I got kind of different people on the record, people that I met or people that I've been in touch with and whatnot. Taylor was really cool. When Taylor recorded, he sent me a message and was like, I like what you're doing out there. He kind of, I don't know. There's some people that get it, kind of what we're trying to build, because we're not. I remember when I met Ronald Bruno, and we were talking about kind of the music scene in different places, and he was like, you could be the guy here if you want, but if you really want to be with the best, you need to move to LA. Hey, I remember him saying that to me like vividly. But I kind of found interesting, because I can imagine someone saying that to him as a jazz drummer, because the home of jazz really is New York. Like, that's kind of the hub where everything is. Yeah. But him and his LA guys were like, nah, bun that. We're not going to LA. That's right. We're not going to New York. We're going to build something in LA.
LA, the spot.
Yeah. And that's kind of what we've been trying to do in London, is like, we're going to make the world pay attention to what's coming out of London.
Been doing that.
And yeah, that's kind of what we're trying to do. So I kind of had that in mind. And I think that certain Americans that are on the record could see that. And that's why they messed with me enough to be like, yeah, I'll feature on your album. So Taylor messaged me something like, he was like, I like what you're building there. And I was like, I could just tell that he understood what I was trying to do and what I was pushing. Yeah, what I was pushing for.
Yeah, because the track I like, the 517. And I was listening.
When I got
to the middle, I was like, "Oh wait, hold on, what's going on here, bro?" So that one, Nights in London. Is it Nights in London? Yeah, that's got a nice little bounce to it. Yeah. And then the one that sounded, it gave me Fred Hammond vibes. Is it Nods?
Nods Influence. Interesting.
That I was like, okay, I could hear Fred Hammond's.
Interesting. That's the one with Joshua Dunphy on it.
I was like, I could actually hear like an old school Fred Hammond, like early 2000 Fred Hammond.
Yeah.
You don't get that, no?
Listen, man, I put the music out. You don't tell me what you hear. It's really interesting hearing people like, oh, I hear this person, I hear that person. Because we just wrote the song. That song came from Bernard Wright. He has a song called Bread Sandwiches on his Nard album. And like I told you, I steal. So we kind of took some of
within reason.
Unapologetic of that.
Open, bro. The great steal, bro. I don't remember where I saw there was like a quote I saw maybe on Instagram that was like, the artists are the best thieves or something like that, or like the great steal, one of those. And I was like, I just felt I had permission now, and I was like, oh great, so I can just do this
as long as it's not from Marvin Gaye's family, but they'll sue you, bro.
But so we took kind of some of the stuff from that song and then mixed it with because the song goes down in the chord progression. That's inspired by I Want to Be More by Mike Mitchell, by Black Dynamite. I basically, if you hear a song by me, more than likely I've taken elements of different songs that I like and put them together. So that was where the song really came from. So some people heard that, I'm like, this is Bernard Wright. And then other people heard it and said, oh, this is very 70s, or this is, so it's just interesting hearing people and what they, I guess, how they interpret the music and sort of where their minds go when they hear the songs.
Yeah, interesting. So what about you, Lox? Because you've got a single as well, Limit. Is it Laurie? Yeah. Tell us about that single, man. How did you two get the track together?
It's funny. That track actually came about when I first wanted to start my project. So my project has been through a lot of different iterations. When I first wanted to start it, it was originally a trio.
Okay.
If you see the size of the band now, you'll laugh at the fact that you
it's six piece, 7 piece if there's space on stage, and if there's money for it. But it started as a trio, and I was literally
sorry. What were the instruments in the trio?
Drums, keys, and bass.
Don't know how that would have worked.
Yeah, I know, literally. But it was after watching the Sean Martin show.
Yeah, fair.
I was like, yo, this is sick. This is how big that can sound. Cool, let's do it.
Yeah.
And I kind of like gave the guys the brief on like the kind of music or the energy and the kind of power we were going for with that, with the project and all the music that was going to come from it. And Laurie was like, "Oh, I've written this song. I think it would sound sick if we play it." I was like, "Okay, cool." So he brought it. We workshopped it in a rehearsal. I kind of told him I was like, "Are you sure you're giving this song to me? Like, are you actually like down for that? Like for real?" As in, obviously not giving it to me, but like making it a part of my project. And he was like, "Yeah." I was like, "Okay, cool. This is kind of what I want from it." So then we all sat down and sat in a room and came up with extra bits and like unison lines and sections and how the solos are going to work and all that kind of stuff. And then later down the line, I decided that I wanted to go for a bigger soundscape.
Yeah.
Because one, I actually really enjoy like orchestral classical music.
Me and you both, bruv.
Yeah, and I really wanted to capture that like cinematic
Feel, yeah.
kind of feel to it. And then also coming back to the love of Pan, it's a whole history and this is a whole other conversation, but Pan has not been accepted in certain rooms for years for obvious reasons.
Yeah.
But like people don't play, like not a lot of people are pushing Pan into mainstream music or like different rooms that isn't soca or calypso related or still Pan related. And a lot of it is to do with the way that people are taught Pan. Quick digression.
Is it? Go on. Explain.
So when you're taught Pan in school, Pan is like the after school club thing. It's not treated as like a
musical instrument.
It's like a school. It's like a school club.
You treat it like a recorder.
Yeah, exactly. And then when you're no, literally, it is. And then when you're taught Pan, like from school to professional steel bands, out in the whole Pan community here, it's a bit mad, but it's all right.
That's all good, bro.
You're not taught music. You're given notes
to play.
And that's it.
That's a good point.
The arranger knows everything that's going on musically, and that's it. Like, you couldn't go to a Pan person and be like, "Oh, this next section is a C sharp diminished ascending." They'll look at you like, "What?" You have to be like, you have to go and tell them, "Oh yeah, C sharp, E, G, B flat," and then tell them all the notes to play. And because of that, Pan is not taken seriously as an instrument outside of the Pan world, because a lot of Pan players are not musicians; they're Pan players.
There's a difference.
100%. So now when you've got people like Marlon Hibbert, Leon Foster Thomas,
I know
my boy Demoy Morgan from New York, shout out Demoy. He just did a steel pan and string show, which was incredible. Again, pushing the instrument. Again, pushing the instrument into new rooms. When you've got people like that who have studied jazz and who have studied music and harmony properly and are trying to push it into rooms and people are not receiving it, it hurt me because of my upbringing in Pan.
Is that why you brought it in?
Yeah.
It was on purpose.
And and knowing what Pan, like a lot of people don't know what Pan can do.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
It can sound like
exactly.
Fusion.
It's more than just carnival vibes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like it's an instrument with all of the notes. Like it's chromatic. It has like it's not just like it's just not a joke thing, innit? But a lot of people just take it as such because that's how it's presented in like schools and stuff. So I was like, I wanted to go for the cinematic thing, and I wanted steel Pan to be the front instrument, so people can see that Pan can be pushed into other rooms. I want to push the culture a little bit. For me, music is it's not just about music. Like I want to push culturally.
Yeah.
And I don't really know what other words to use, but I want to get it in. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, of course.
Anyway, so going back to Limit, after I upsized the project and then, extra elements were added to the song and all that kind of stuff, I then was like, I want to write a really like orchestral string part to go on the end just to make it kind of explode.
Yeah.
So I did, and I took it to Femi Tomoa. Shout out Femi.
Yeah.
One of my favorite human beings on the planet. So I play in his band.
He was a guitar teacher at Drum Tech.
Yeah.
Drum Tech. Yeah.
And he's amazing. and we have a really cool relationship because I started playing in his band. So when I wanted to get my record mixed and like co-produced and all that kind of stuff, I went to him and he was like, of course, I'd love to. And the great thing about Femi is Femi writes a lot for theatre. So he's
Like
so he does a lot of he does a lot of string arranging. And as someone who doesn't really understand string arranging but can hear what I want, a lot of the time I'd arrange the string parts and take it to Femi and be like, does this make sense for like a string quartet? I took that to him and he was like, yeah, sounds great. Called in a live string player. She recorded the strings and then the song exploded into a new place. And now the song has gone from being a trio song to a 6-piece band, 7-piece, 8-piece band. And now it's huge.
You guys, man. You lot are different. So I know you've got a big show coming up. You're headlining your show at Jazz Cafe. Tell us about it. Tell the audience about it, man. Your show coming up, man.
Looking at the camera, just... yeah, so that's just going to be like the album launch show.
Okay, yeah.
So
what's the date for that?
the 26th of June.
26th of June. Make sure you grab your tickets.
Yes.
tickets, man.
Do you get your tickets? That show is going to be crazy.
Where can people get the tickets from?
Ticket links in my bio. You can send me a DM and say send me the ticket link. Just Jazz Cafe website, all of the above.
Yeah.
But get your Bands in Town profile, mate, so you can slap on there too.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that. I'll do it today. So that's just, we're gonna play the whole album top to bottom.
Yeah.
All 8 tracks, and it's gonna be cool because obviously it's the regular size band plus percussion. All of the features that are on the record are gonna be there. And I want my gig to be a little bit different in terms of like the soundscaping and, like I said, the cinematic kind of element of it. So I'm getting some programming done. So it's like jazz fusion with like pop style programming in certain parts.
Oh yeah, but actually
trying
both
to
doing
push that.
something like that, which is interesting. Yeah,
But yeah. Because John's gig is now to click.
it's all to track.
Yeah.
Okay, when is have you got a headline show?
Oh no, it's just percussion, isn't it?
Yeah, so because I don't like in-ears.
I love in-ears, but I don't
You're the first young person I've heard of
I
that.
like in-ears, bro. They're like monitors, bro. And so because I don't want to wear in-ears, I've got Insight to kind of program the show so that the click is basically the percussion track. So it's a percussion loop, basically.
Yeah.
And so we use that as the click. And so all I'm hearing really is percussion, and I can play to percussion. It functions the same way as a click. And then we took all the stems from the album and put them on the tracks, and then we're kind of like, we'll loop certain sections as we play, and then we'll go into another section. But yeah, we're kind of playing fusion. We're like mixing I got this from Theo Croker. It was a mixture of seeing the Cavemen and seeing Theo Croker. I was like, oh yeah, you can actually, there's a way to do this where you play to track. But on Theo's gig, you have to use in-ears. But like it's a cool gig to do where we're playing, again, it's like, it's jazz. He wouldn't call it fusion, but it's jazz, whatever, contemporary jazz. But yeah, we're playing to click rather than playing, free. Well, I don't know what you would call it without click, but yeah. But yeah, it is interesting merging those two worlds.
That's
interesting. We both kind of end up doing that.
Yeah, but in different ways.
Yeah.
Because my gig is not 2-track or to click. It's just more like intros and transitions.
Yeah.
I also want to shout out my boy Marchi from Switzerland, one of the baddest programmers in the game, but people don't know him because he's in Switzerland. But if you want programming done, yeah, he moved into the UK for uni and then moved back out. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. So
crazy.
shout out Marchi, man.
March, cool. So one of the questions I want to get into is obviously you are both doing the drum show, UK drum show.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, you forget about it.
Crop
No,
that. You
but
didn't forget.
that is that's a big thing.
Make sure they crop that out. You didn't forget.
Yeah, yeah, man.
He's been waiting.
there.
He's very excited to be doing the drum show.
Have you both been to a UK drum show? Like when?
London drum show, yeah.
Yeah, I bet-
UK drum
Yeah,
show,
who was the first person? Like he's. Oh, okay. Do you remember?
My first
you
year was
saw?
20. I went 2015.
Yeah.
But I don't even think I went. The first year I went, I didn't even think I went to watch anyone. I was just so gassed to be there because like I was meeting all these drummers from the UK. Like people, I remember meeting like Liam White, and I remember seeing Liam White sit down with Sweet Sticks, and they were shedding at like one of the booths, and I was like, "Raw, this is cool." I don't think I actually went to watch anyone. I was just watching everybody kind of on the floor. And then the next year I came on the second day. So that was, there was a night, there was Eric Moore was there. Brian Fraser Moore. Yeah. Eric Moore, Brian Fraser Moore.
At the London.
Yeah. Eric Moore, Brian Fraser Moore. Because I remember watching Chris Coleman with Eric Moore. We were sitting next to Eric Moore. I still have the video on my phone.
No, I remember Eric Moore being there, but I didn't know he
That was
played.
2016. Yeah, he had a set. That's where they flew him. He was someone else was meant to do it. They dropped out last minute. They got Eric Moore in, so Eric Moore did it. And he played earlier in the day. No. Anyway, Eric Moore was there. Chris Coleman was there. Brian Fraser Moore was there. Dexter walked him and Ronald Bruner that year. So Ronald Bruner was there. That's when I had the conversation with him, and he said the LA thing. I remember Pete Ray Bigham was there. So that year I went to watch people, like properly went to watch people. I knew people now, so I lost the hype of like, oh my god, I'm meeting this UK drummers. I was like, all right, cool. Let me actually go and sit and hear from these drummers and stuff. And then the last year was 2017. I don't think they did another one after that. I think 2017 was the last London drum show, and then they moved to Manchester or whatever. And as soon as they moved up there, I said, yeah.
2017.
I only went to the Manchester one because it was meant to be Stanley. Then Stanley couldn't make it, and then they brought Calvin. And I was like, okay, them two are my favorite drummers. So I said, okay, Calvin didn't click. Yeah, I'm going.
Yeah,
I'm going. So yeah. So I went. What about you? So who was the first person you saw when you went to?
2017 was my first and last London drum show.
Yeah. Who was there that year?
Aaron Spears, man.
Yes.
Rest in peace, man.
Aaron Spears. I was 16 years old, and I managed to meet him after, and I got a pair of sticks signed, and I was like, I was just like about meeting him.
Yeah.
And yeah, man. Dexter did it that year.
Yeah,
So that was the first time I.
that was Matty Brown did it that year as well. I remember.
Yeah. I remember
That was the first time I met Dexter. I've got a picture. I sent it to him the other day. We were laughing about it. Kaz Rodriguez
Yes.
did it as well. I can't remember who else was there, but I just like Aaron Spears, Kaz, and Dex. I was like, whoa.
Yeah. And I think my first time was 2008. This was with Bruno. The first time.
No, that was 07. I was wondering if you were gonna say that. I was wondering if you're gonna bro.
Yeah.
Drum Alive 07 video.
Listen. I was there because the thing is, at that time I was more into Tony Royster's playing, innit? Like when I saw Wonder Bruno at that time, like it was just a bit too loose for me. It wasn't too tight. So I was like, okay. Then when I saw him at Drum Alive, I was like,
different thing.
Oh snap! I was screaming my head off, bruv.
It was the front row. I know it was like you, Dexter, Mikel. I've heard the story about like how
it was ridiculous. I haven't seen anything like that ever in my life. That blew my head off. So that was my first time. But so for you guys, are you more like nervous playing in front of drummers or
drummers? 100%. There's no gig. The only time I've ever been that nervous playing a gig was the first time I played in front of Mike Mitchell. So in 2019, he was doing Spirit Fingers at Ronnie's, and he got up. Like, I'm not playing anymore. You guys play. He had just murdered a drum.
That was by the way. So funny. We were all sat behind the kit, and he got up and he was like, "I ain't playing anymore. All y'all gotta play." And everyone was like,
"We were like, we're not playing."
We're in front of everyone.
Yeah. Then he went to the bar, bro. So no one was on drums.
So someone had to.
What gig was this?
This was 2019.
Spirit Fingers, a late show. So if he hadn't played that solo, maybe we would have been willing. But the solo, he just ripped the solo.
He done that on purpose.
Playing off of that. So I eventually got up and played, and I played. Yeah. Thankfully, I just learned Actual Proof like a few weeks before. So I played Actual Proof with the band. And it's probably the first reel on my Instagram now. But like I was so nervous. My throat was dry. Like, and that would probably be the most nervous I've ever been playing drums. Because after that, I saw Mike came and saw me play at Troy Bar. I did the Friday at Troy Bar the next night. And he came to that and I was, it's Mike's watching me. Cool. So I had no nerves after that. And I hadn't really ever been nervous on any gig after that until I did a drum clinic. And it was like, it was the closest I'd felt to the mic thing. And I was like, oh yeah, this is...
So you feel more pressure because you'll feel more exposed? Is it more because they don't know, okay, if I make a mistake, they may clock?
It's not even that, because I mean, like when we do shows, like there are definitely drummers that come to watch us, but it's just like it's more, I don't know what it is. It just feels very different.
What, as in doing a clinic?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you're there to play drums, two drummers, isn't it? It's like at a show, it's like you're playing music and the music comes first, and it's a room of people.
Yeah,
who
well,
are
exactly.
there to
Drums
enjoy
come
the music.
first.
But
Yeah.
the reason why I say that is because obviously you play fusion, there's a lot of complicated stuff. So I guess maybe because when I've watched some of your solos, like what I like about your solo is that you play it towards the crowd. So yes, there's parts where you're going in, but the crowd kind of understands what's going on.
Man.
Where if you go sometimes too crazy, they're like the Jack and the Jill who's just there for the vibes, don't know nothing about music. I'm like,
Bro.
what is that? Where there's with drummers, we know what you're doing. It's like,
Yeah.
okay, you know what I mean?
Bro,
So it's different.
It literally depends on how I feel on the day. Sometimes I don't care. Sometimes I care. Sometimes it's like it literally. It's not. It's not like an intentional.
So you don't like read like both of you? Do you guys read the room to be like, okay, I don't think this person a musician. Like,
No,
so
man.
maybe turn it down and
Man,
then
look at that crowd,
these
bro.
guys are watching. Okay, they may be musicians. Let me just. It's just literally how you feel.
For me, it literally depends on how I feel, what I went through that week or that day. Like it's all just channeling.
Wow.
Yeah, man.
So it's not about like, okay, I think these are musicians. Let me.
I don't know about you, but when I play gigs, you're just like a spectator. The real fun's happening on stage. I care about what's happening on stage, and then it's almost like, to me, it's almost like if a gig to me is like, you know, when something's happening in the shop and people come to the window to look. That's kind of how I see it.
I hear
So
you.
we're playing, and you're coming to the window to watch us play.
Yeah,
That's kind of all it is.
I hear that. I often don't. Like after gigs, people be like, "Oh, did you see what that person did in the audience?" I was like, no.
Missed it. Couldn't see it. And
I
half the time, like even when we're playing like the stages, like you can't even with the lights, you can't even see. The first
Even if
row.
you can, the audience a lot of the time. I'm not gonna say all the time. I'm gonna say like 80% of the time I'm playing, especially like a fusion show or one of my shows. Nothing in the world exists apart from me and my friends on stage.
I want to ask a question. I was having this conversation, and one of the things that I don't really see now, especially with like black drummers, is drum solos.
I love an open drum solo.
Like
I love it.
I can't. Apart
Yeah,
from
when you say
apart
drum, you
from
mean
fusion,
open drum solo?
yes,
Or
so
you
right,
mean
where it's like
just
everyone-
5 minutes is just you and the drums.
that don't happen.
No, like, but why you don't? I don't tend to see it a lot. I think in terms of UK, the only people that I've seen like in terms of like drum solo, not like.
Over
Pretty
a
brown
little-
eyes stabs. I'm talking about you're hitting a doon doon doon.
Yeah,
You're like
yeah.
proper drum solo. Like
Yeah.
Josh, Dexter, and then I know you I've seen a couple of clips of you like doing a drum solo. But why is that? Do you think?
I don't know. Personally,
I just
I
haven't.
might not like my answer.
when-
I have an idea.
when I started doing when I started doing Insights gig or when we started gigging a lot,
Oh, the Lox interlude.
I was like, "Can I have 5 minutes of every show?" And he was like, "Yeah, we'll arrange it." And then I started doing that. And then when I started playing with Poppy Daniels,
Yeah, Poppy man.
she did a few shows of Insight, and she was like, "I want a moment on my show for you to just have 5 minutes to yourself." And then on my gig, there's a moment where I get 5 minutes to myself. So for me, I had the same thing where I was like, I don't see anyone here doing that, and I want to be able to do that.
Do you think it
So
was
I
because of
created
drum
pockets.
tracks though? Do you
Nah.
think drum tracks?
No. Like I said, you might not like my answer, but
It's
Don't just spit it out, man. Just spit it out.
it's exposing, man.
I mean,
It's
got-
exposing,
I
man.
ain't got the minerals to play drums for 5 minutes. No music accompanying them. It's hard.
It is hard. It's definitely
Not
not easy.
recycle and make it interesting and keep people's attention for 5 minutes is an eternity.
That's the thing with is attention, because I'll be honest, and I know I may get slated, but back in the day, people used to say, "Oh my gosh, Dennis Chambers, watch Dennis." And when I watched the solos, like in the beginning of it, they said, "No, watch from the start. Don't forward it to the end. Watch from Raf Powell. Not much people know about him. But it was like, no, watch from the start." And I just couldn't keep attention because he'll have the gun and just.
Yeah, drink water.
And then I was like, what is this? And I was like, I got bored. I switched off. I was like, I can't do it.
Yeah.
And then I said, oh, you know what? Okay, let me give it a chance. And I was like, oh, okay. Because at that time, I was like, no, as soon as you get solo, go straight to 100%. With a solo, you have
Gotta tell the
to.
story, bro.
At that time, I didn't know that. You know what I mean? Like, it has to gradually build. You have to. For some people, they get the audience to participate. You know what I mean?
Not me, man.
We don't care about no audience, bro.
Not me, bro. I did an Instagram story about it a few months ago. Don't clap when I'm soloing.
Yeah, I
bro.
saw that.
Don't clap. Leave me alone.
Listen,
Yeah,
audiences
yeah,
can't
yeah.
go more than 4 bars without messing up. So this is not even bother, man.
It's a different skill. But I just wondered, like, what happened? Because obviously when I watch a lot of fusion drummers, whether here or in America, they're cool to
Yeah,
like
yeah.
solo.
Yeah,
You know what I
yeah.
mean? But apart from people in the fusion world who do fusion, you don't really see
Well, it's
drum solos anymore.
weird because there aren't. From my perspective, it's as simple as there aren't gigs in the UK that facilitate that.
That's another point as well.
Like,
Yeah.
if you're imagine being 17 years old touring with Stanley Clark, and you're on the road for 6 weeks, and you play 4 nights a week, and 4 nights a week you get 10 minutes to just play by yourself. You're gonna get good at it, and there's nothing more exposing than it being just you and the crowd, and that's it. And because there's no gigs here that force people to do that, and people know how scary it is. It's just not really a thing that people do unless you facilitate or create pockets. And that's, like I said, why I was like, I want to be able to do that. So can I have this section? Can I have this section? You just got to ask to do it because it is scary.
Yeah. So for you, is it right for both of you? Is there like a method of soloing? Okay, let me start off with maybe snare, and then I go from there. Is there a method, or is it just whatever comes out? Comes out. It is
Whatever.
what it is.
Stream of consciousnly, man.
Yeah, for me it
It's what
depends.
it is, yeah.
For me it depends. Sometimes, not that I don't like plan my solos, but again, it's how I'm feeling. If I want to start, like, I can't remember who I was talking to. Kian Cardenas, a guitarist who plays with Insight. He's great. He's a beast. And me and Kian think about music very similarly, just generally. And we were talking and we were saying the general consensus is that solos have to start small and end big.
And build up. Yeah.
That doesn't always have to be the case. It can be how, because the whole thing about soloing is expression, and expression is how you feel. So sometimes I will start a solo at 100% and end on 3% before counting the band back in. Sometimes I'll start from 3% and go to 50 and come back down. It's just all, yeah, it all just depends.
Yeah. What? So same thing for you then.
Yeah, it depends on how I feel. I'm not, and there might be an idea I'm trying to work out,
Yeah,
and then
that too.
I have an idea, and I'm like, oh, and you will literally watch my face as I'm playing. I'm doing this. I'm thinking, oh, what if I put it here, and I'll move the idea here, and oh, that works. And if I move it here, what if I modulate, put it in a triplet, and I do it like, yeah,
So you're just in your own world. You're not thinking about the crowd. I don't care about you. It's just me and my drums, and whatever comes out comes.
If I want to involve the crowd, they're not clapping, but I'll play the clap on the 2 and 4, so you can figure out where I am.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, stuff like that. Yeah.
That's as far as I'm taking it to involve the crowd. Is like,
Yeah.
check, check, just so you can hear that and know, okay, he's coming back every time. But aside from that, yeah, I play whatever I want to play.
Cool. All right. So, guys, we're moving on to the Irie segment. All right. So, I want you guys to name me 5 CDs or DVDs or VHS tapes that has greatly impacted your life. Yeah. So, John, I'll start with you. 5 CDs or DVDs that's greatly impacted your life. And one of them has to be drum related. So, the rest don't have to be.
Oh, okay.
So,
Thirsty, Marvin Sapp album, because
my
Calvin
gosh,
Calvin played that to perfection. Bobby Rock, who's a rock drummer that no one knows. It was just an instructional video my dad had. He had a video called Metamorphosis. That changed my life. Serious Moves / In the Pocket, because they're basically one long thing. Dennis Chambers. Doobie Powell, I'd say the Future album.
Doobie Powell. What? Go on.
Mad, what?
Yeah.
Yeah, the Future album. Or The Time Is Now. Either one.
What a coincidence.
Innit? I remember thinking, oh nah. Probably Off the Wall, Michael Jackson, last one. Yeah,
That's a good choice.
that's my favorite MJ album.
That's a whole conversation in itself. George Benson's In Flight, 1977. The whole album top to bottom. Again, just orchestral string intros, and then great lyrics, and then fusion guitar solos. George Benson, man.
Yeah.
He's the GOAT. Herbie Hancock's Headhunters. Again, another one Dad played around the house. anything Earth, Wind and Fire. Anything Earth, any of the albums,
Yeah,
any of them. Super niche one.
I'm gonna say something Sonic related or something like that.
No. I'll get there. Pantonic 2015 New York Panorama. It was an arrangement of My House by Andre White. Shout out Andre White. I studied the heck out of that video to learn to play drums for Panorama and like big pan bands. Like just Sheldon Thwaites, drummer on that. Killer. And one more.
Yeah, something Sonic-y.
Yeah. The Sonic and the Hedgehog, Sonic and the Black Knight soundtrack.
Interesting track. Interesting.
A lot of my music is very much based on, or not based on, but inspired by anime and video games.
I was gonna say that because I know you're into the anime. And
Yeah.
I can hear it. All right, guys, we're moving on to a segment, and as I always say, do not get offended. It's just a game. All right. I've got a list of artists.
Are you telling us not to get offended or them?
No, them. Don't get offended, all right? I've got a list of names. I don't know who's going to get called out, yeah? The only rule to the game is you have to pick a UK drummer who you would put on that gig.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah?
That's
so
fun.
I don't know. I've got a wheel of names, yeah? So whatever it comes
That's
up
fun.
with, it is what it is,
That's
all right?
fun.
So the only rule, it has to be a UK drummer, all right? And
Does,
anyone can go
Ginger
first.
count as a UK drummer even though he lives in the US? Does Ginger count as a UK drummer even though he lives in the US? Cool.
All right. So, first one, Skepta. What UK drummer would you get for Skepta? And by the way, if there's a UK drummer that's on there already and you want to keep them on, you can. Yeah.
I don't know if anybody plays with Skepta, but I would get.
But who?
I'd want the young energy. I'd get Ebbs.
Oh, that's a good call.
I'd get Ebbs on that.
I'd say Tones or Junior.
Junior N.
That's a very, very good choice. That's a very good choice. All right. Jay-Z. What UK drummer would you get for Jay-Z?
Ginger or May.
Yeah, I'd say Ginger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or Junior Curtin.
We'll have to pick one.
Alright, I'll go Ginger.
Yeah, Ginger.
I'll go Ginger.
Yeah, that makes sense. All right. Anastasia.
You could get a little Jerry Brown on that, you know.
That's a good
Because that would have been like his.
That is a
when
good
he
call.
was at his.
That is a good
when she was at her biggest, he was kind
That's a
of.
very good call, actually.
Yeah, Jerry Brown on
I'm with
top.
that. I'm with
Yeah.
that.
All right, I'm going to do two more. All right. George Michael.
Jermaine.
Jermaine White does that, right?
Yeah.
Is that his gig now? Yeah.
Yeah, Jermaine White.
George Michael. George Michael's dead, bro.
Yeah,
No,
but Jermaine was doing
that's
that gig.
who I'd put.
Oh,
that's who I'd put on it.
Wasn't he doing that gig though?
No, that's
think so.
Boy George.
Yeah, Boy George.
Oh,
Yeah.
But yeah, Jermaine White.
Yeah. All right. One more. Okay. What UK drummer would you get for where was it?
No jazz guys, you know.
Yeah, the answer would be us, bro.
All right.
The answer would be us.
Mint Condition. That's kind of, that's live music. Mint Condition. Who would you get?
Josh
Yeah,
McKenzie.
McNasty. 100%.
Josh
I was
McKenzie.
literally thinking McNasty.
Josh McKenzie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
I could also see Mikael doing Skepta. When I think about it now. I could see mixed in Skepta.
He would clap.
Yeah,
He would clap it. He would clap
I
that.
see mixed in Skepta.
He would clap that gig. All right. I want to give you guys, I want to ask you guys something here. So I know you guys like doing complicated stuff, whether that's 517, 24 over like 46. You know,
My favorite
complicated stuff.
time signature is 4/4.
So I want to give you guys something complicated. All right. You don't want it there.
Go on.
Yeah, go on then.
All right. You're going to hear this first. I dare you two to do a fusion festival. I dare you two to do a fusion festival. I know people say, yeah, we're called Jazz Fest. No, I did. John and Lox Fusion Festival. Yeah, all proceeds goes to Everything Irie. Yeah. Right, Rubik said they're going to sponsor the whole thing. They said they're going to sponsor the whole thing. Yeah. Lox and Jon Fusion Festival. Yeah, I don't care if it's someone's garden or park or something. I don't know.
go off,
Yeah. 2 drum kits. Yeah, the
wait.
last song. Yeah.
Wait.
Oh, no. You two got to do a track together. Yeah, and end the night. Yeah, so you can bring on some of your friends because I know there's a lot of people that you know who may not get big opportunities or something. But I think you two can run a fusion show, fusion festival. Jon and Lox, what you guys say?
Give me like 5 years in it. We need to be in a certain place so we can start running stuff like that.
Okay, but wait, when you say Fusion Festival, you said that and then you said we both need to be playing. So do you mean as in we're putting on a festival where we're booking other artists to come and play and then
And you're playing as well?
Okay, yeah, that's a vibe. Let's do it.
In 5 years.
5 years.
Yeah, we'll do that
2027.
no one's turning up, bro. They don't know us over here.
2027, Jon and Lox.
I'm
fusion.
screaming. 27, you know.
2032,
minutes, bro.
2031, 2032. Now we're talking.
No, but I think, yeah, on a real talk, I think you guys could do it. I just think you guys, you've got the music to do it, you've got the contacts to do it, and you guys, like I said, you've put fusion to a level we haven't seen before. So if people say fusion, you have to say Jon and Lox. It's just wrong. You have.
You know, it's funny. They actually literally say Jon and Lox. They don't even say Jon or Lox. It's Jon and Lox. It's like, our names are good together.
Tied at the hip.
Yeah. So I think if you done a fusion festival, I think that would be sick. If you two running it, because you two are literally leading the pack. So I think you lot could do it.
We could get some peak people on the lineup.
I know. I was thinking about
Yeah.
that. Yo, man, cool.
Eh?
Man, I'm cool.
So are we recording then? Is this gonna happen? You've heard it. You've heard it here first, guys.
2031. Don't worry about no 2027. 2030. Let us bake a little bit. Let the names grow a little bit. You get me?
So is that a deal then?
2031, innit?
I'm with that.
Like Yusuf did his Summer Days Festival, and that was really cool. So we could do something like that.
Yeah.
You've heard it here first, guys. But guys, I just want to say thank you for coming on the podcast.
No, thanks for having us.
Thanks for having us.
Great.
Yeah, man. So where can people find you before we go? Where can people find you, Lox?
Have you got a website?
On the Jazz Cafe website. Lox_drums with a Z because I'm edgy on all socials.
Yeah. What about you, Jon?
JonOnTheBow.com on my Instagram.
What is that
Everything's
spelled for
Jon.
people who might-
JON and then ONABOWU. So Oscar, what's it? Oscar November Alpha Bravo Oscar Whiskey Uniform.
Just make it up, bro.
Yeah.
Come on. What do you want to say? N for, I don't know. Anyway.
And make sure you
Jumper
stream the
or
album. Make sure you lot stream the album, the music that they've got out as well. They've got some great music out there.
26th of June.
Yeah.
My
Make
album,
sure you
8
come
Gates
to
is dropping.
the Jazz Cafe.
Come to the show.
Make sure you come to the drum show as well. They're going to be there as well. So if you're near the areas, Liverpool, isn't it? Mm-hmm. It is Liverpool, isn't it?
Whatever it is, it's far, bro.
It's far, but they're going to be there, especially for you guys. So
So
make sure you
need
check
to
them
be
out.
there.
So,
Exactly.
guys, remember to like, share, and subscribe. This is Jon. It's Lox. I'm Ariel. We're out. Peace.
Yes, sir.
Peace.